Well, hello, and thank you for joining me. It's Zahrina Robertson here, Village TV, and I am talking today and interviewing Angela Vassallo for the small business show I am presenting, which is making an impact online with your brand. So, oh, sorry. Welcome, Angela. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, no, look, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I just had a mental block just a minute ago. Sorry. Sorry, viewers. Happens. Talk to me about your brand, your Second Wives HQ. You know, what brought you to developing your brand, your business, and your book?
Yeah, well, what I decided to do was a couple of years ago, I was deciding to write a book, and I thought, what will I write my book on? And I knew I wanted to be able to inspire and help women and go out there and engage, and I knew I had a message, but I wasn't quite sure how to deliver it. So what I decided to do was, if I got myself a book, it would give me a lot of credibility. So I decided to write a book, and then I decided, well, what am I going to write a book about? And then it just hit me one day. Well, I'm a second wife. I'm a stepmom. I have been in this environment in my blended family for 14 years now. So I knew that I had a good idea of what people wanted, and I knew that it was a bit of a niche market as well, because there wasn't a lot of information out there for women like me and my friends, because a lot of my friends were meeting men that had been married before as well and had children, so they'd come to me for advice. And so I'd say, okay, well, if you guys are coming to me for advice, and I know that I can pretty much guarantee there's other people out there that need the information as well. And that's why I came up with the Second Wives Guide, which is the book, just to help guide women through the different stages that you will go through in a blended family. And then I came up with the Second Wives HQ as my business name, which is the headquarters. And I wanted that to be a brand now that I could actually market it out there in the marketplace, to be able to have women come, almost like a forum, as a community. I call it the Second Wives community. They can come and get together and also find people that are going through the same situations as they are. They can talk about it online. They can get the information that they need. We can do conferences and events. Yeah, and that's pretty much why I started the Second Wives HQ.
I have to say, I've known Angela for a while now, a couple of years, and she's just a dream to know, and she's so innovative and so inspirational. And what happens is that she's just energetic, and she's got a beautiful I guess that energy blends into her brand, and it's just all her. So personal branding for you, this is just so you. Yeah. Your brand is so authentic. Yes. And I think that's important with personal branding, is that you bring the authenticity out so that you can connect with your ideal marketplace and your ideal clients. And I think you've done a wonderful job. Thank you. Let's talk about your photos, your brand photos.
Yes. Well, Zahrina from Brand New Portraits did my photo for my book here, and not only just for the cover shot, we did a whole bunch of different types of photos to be able to create my brand and build on that. So it's been amazing that we've been able to do that, and I think the fact that they've just come out so brilliantly, and I'm really, really happy with them, and I think it's very important to look, when you start a business, to create a brand. Yes. And I didn't know that at first, and Zahrina's helped me brilliantly to be able to create my brand and how I wanted it to look. Yeah.
So, I want to show you viewers out there, look, this is how to stand out from a market that's crowded. And Angela's done such a top job here with her new book. It's only been out for a couple of days. I'm so excited I get mentioned. But, what I do I think personal branding is showing the essence of who you are and the depth of what you do and what you deliver and your message, your promise to your marketplace. And in this, and how, as a branding photographer that I am, and with Angela, where she's put her fingers up, her connection, her meaning, her brand, it just all works, and it's easy and it's a flow. So what's interesting is that what have you learned with response from about your personal brand now that you're walking the streets of the footpath with your beautiful book? Yeah. This is awesome, because she's in Dymocks and Lane Cove. Yeah. Awesome. Like, what's been the response? Because to me, I'm just in love with you and the book and your message, but what's been the public response to your brand?
Well, I've had great response from it, especially with the photo, and the fact that I did the number 2, it sort of came to us in our photo shoot that we were doing. I wanted that to have a few meanings. one was the fact that it was the Second Wives Guides. That was number 2. The other was because it was about victory. So you can have success in this blended family. And the other one was peace. So there's 3 meanings to the whole thing. So that's why I really went with that, and I feel that that flows right through my whole brand now, is this. And yeah, and the fact that I've had people like Judy Nunn, who also is an author and an actress. She's been giving me a great testimonial for the front cover, which is really stands out a lot too, because Judy Nunn is a second wife and stepmother, so she also understood, you know, the ins and outs of a blended family. So it was fantastic that she could give me a great testimonial on the front. But the whole cover and the brand and the photo shoot, it was very daunting for me in the beginning to think that my face was going to be on the cover. It was never going to be that in the beginning, and it just evolved to that. And I was like, do I really want to put my face on the front cover? And then yeah, but I think what I have to do is I am the guide and I am my brand. So I decided to own that and step up to it and help as many women as I can, and, you know, blended families get through this situation.
That's true. So I think that what you know, there's many tiers to personal branding. There's endorsement, there's self-belief, there's a mindset, there's promotion, there's marketing, and all within these different subjects, there's little bits of little, you know, cobwebs, I guess, or spiderwebs or veins, and, you know, that you need to follow to be a success. So, but I think one of the good things is endorsement. I think it's really special to have that. And I think what you've done as a brand to put someone else's endorsement on your book is gold. Yeah, I think that's great. No, it's really good. Yeah. So with so what do you think in what is really unique in your brand? What's your essence of what you bring to your marketplace?
I think what's unique about my brand is that I really believe that it is a niche market. Because when I started to research and look for information that was out there, a lot of the information was from a while ago, like many years ago. So it was kind of, I thought, well, if I go in there now with this, it's quite fresh. And I wanted to make it a place where it's not about bashing the first wife or the stepkids or anything like that. It's about coming from my point of view as a second wife, just to help them understand what they're going to go through and guide them through these steps. So that's always been my whole point from the beginning with this. So
what I see, a big part of your personal brand is the word integrity. I think that if you are to go through a journey, being, you know, for 14 years being a second wife, and, you know, and this sort of journey, and, you know, to actually part with your information and your message, it's definitely, you know, it's all about really getting connection. Yeah, totally. I think so. Yeah,
and trust. I think a long time ago when I've been involved in different businesses, and then when I decided to start this business, I was told a long time ago, when you're looking to start a business and you're wanting to start a brand and look for a niche market, you just imagine this brick wall, and if you're throwing business ideas at it all the time and you're not getting really down into your niche market of understanding your business, you're just throwing ideas at it, they're just going to keep bouncing off. But if you can narrow it down into a niche market like a drill and just keep drilling into that brick wall, just constantly drilling and drilling it, eventually you'll get through. Once you get through to the other side, it all opens up for you.
So true.
So it's very, very important when you start a business or a brand to find the niche, find the uniqueness about your business that, you know, that people are going to tap into. And you don't have to go for everyone. See, this isn't for everyone, my book. My book is for second wives who are going through that. Fortunately and unfortunately, there are a lot more blended families these days. So there's like 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 are blended families. So there is quite a big market out there for my information that I'm offering. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think it's really spectacular what you've done.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you're going to be changing a lot of lives because it's an emotional subject.
It is.
It's a highly emotional, charged subject. It's not something I walk in the park. I mean, no. I'm a first wife at the moment, so but I know a couple which I know that my friends, but like I think that I know a lot of people that are second wives, and I know that the emotional trauma it can be for them, and it's really hard, and so it's what you're giving is relief. You're giving a solution, and you're giving such a
ideas
ideas on how to cope.
And I think that's the most important thing, is the information that the business offers, because that the book offers, because there are so many different family dynamics. So things you won't even think about that will happen. You'll go, wow, like, and there are times where I just say, look, take a deep breath and walk away, because you can't react. You have to pick your fights, and you have to really think things through before you react, because, you know, especially with children, because the children are caught in the crossfire here, and they didn't ask for this, and, you know, you really have to have a lot of empathy. And I try to also offer in my book, from the stepchild's point of view, to give the second wife empathy of what they might be going through. So he might not be just this kid that's this pain in the butt. He might be going through a lot of stuff, and probably for sure is. So that gives you a bit more empathy of understanding why the kid or the child can be, you know, hard work, or the ex-wife, or whatever. So yeah, the only place I can ever come from is from my point of view, which is the second wife, and how, you know, I dealt with it, and how I can help other people deal with that.
That's your USP.
Yeah.
Hey. Now, I think, let's talk about the future. I mean, you know, at the moment we're in one bookstore, and we're getting to be more. There'll be number 2 soon, I'll tell you. But, you know, the future for your brand, I mean, you know, because I'm all about the future for personal brands, and I think it's important that, you know, we look at, you know, your next 6 months. What's that all about? What's happening there?
Well, it's really exciting, because, you know, we've started the secondwiveshq.com, where you can actually purchase the book and download it, and there at the moment. But also we've decided to start a whole business where there'll be events, and there'll be conferences, and, you know, second wives can get together, and we can have these events, and there'll be great speakers and that type of thing that will come on board. There'll be an online 6-week program to help people through that sort of stuff as well. And then from there, I'd like to be able to take the book global. So we're looking into, you know, some agents in New York at the moment. I really think that, you know, China is massive, actually, at the moment, with second wives and blended families, and there's a huge market over there. So I believe that this is a book that could go global. Yeah, that's why I spent a lot of time in, you know, marketing it the right way.
It's not discriminating.
No, it's not.
Just
and yeah, I think that, you know, that's the plan for it, is to take it global and see where it goes.
Oh no, let's see where you go. And you'll be going everywhere. But I think it's really important that that, you know, from a book, as a personal brand, like I've just finished my book. I've written a number of books, and it's all on personal branding. And I think that actually, when you do have your intellectual property in, you know, in fine print and in paper, and it's just so, I think it's quite,
it's rewarding.
It's rewarding.
Yeah, and it's a nice feeling to look at the hard work and finally see it all come together. It is a good feeling.
I think it's so credible. It's so credible as a personal brand, and it's very important nowadays. It's not just to pump out a book, but pump out a book with substance.
Yeah.
That isn't detrimental to your personal brand.
Yes.
You know, no rushing into these sort of things. I think if they're done right and they're done properly like this, and it's thought out in layout, book cover, actually putting yourself on there is really important. It's just like absolute gold. Your connection with your marketplace as a brand, as a person, is just instant.
Yes.
And people, you know, get to sort of understand your vibe.
Yeah.
Faster.
I do have to say, it's very important to surround yourself with the right people in business. You know, I always made sure that I had good people around me, and I took advice at all times. I knew that I was new at this, and I knew that I needed to stand on the shoulders of the great, so I got good people around me, and I always asked for help and advice. And most people are always willing to give you their help and advice. If that's one key thing I can say, is ask for help and advice. Those 2 words are very, it's just more people are wanting to help, especially entrepreneur people, and especially successful people will give you their help and advice if you just ask for it.
Oh, well, thank you, Angela. You've been an absolute delight to have on my show today. It's been fantastic. I mean, we've learned a lot.
Yep.
We've gained insights into book and publishing and how to do some things with your personal brand and how to do it right. And all about you, which is important.
Thank you.
And your direction and what you've got to give and part with. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. Bye.